Broadcasts of the City of Neenah Common Council meetings are produced by University Studios of the University of Wisconsin-Fox Valley. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents via the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues or about these broadcasts by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or by completing the electronic feedback form on the city website, www.neenahgov.org. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited for playback.
All right. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Neenah Common Council for Wednesday, March 16th, 2022. Meeting is taking place in person and virtual also, so we call it a hybrid meeting, combination of virtual and in person due to the public health emergency that's caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Proper notices have been given, and we would like to welcome each and every one of you here, those of you who are online also. And the first item of business tonight will be the roll call. Clerk Nagel will call the roll, please.
Alderperson Boyette.
Here.
Bates.
Here.
Hillstrom.
Here.
Lundrum is excused. Borchard.
Here.
Lang. Here. Skirms.
Here.
Erickson. Here. Stevenson.
Here.
There is a quorum present. All members are here with the exception of Alderman Lundrum, who is excused. There's a quorum. Next item of business tonight, the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight's Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Alderperson Bates.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, well, welcome. Tonight, because this is a virtual hybrid meeting, we will be doing roll calls. We will not be using the roll call machine once again because of the utilizing the computers and that. So the clerk there will be some roll call votes taken. Item number 2, we do have some mayor's appointments tonight. Item number A is to appoint Sarah Wiley to the Neenah Arts Council for a 3-year term that ends in March 2025, and the appointment of Ashley Andreski to the Park and Recreation Commission for a 3-year term also ending in March 2025. Those are in your packets. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Erickson, seconded by Alderman Stevenson. Any discussion on this? Sarah Wiley, as most of you know, is the new executive director of Future Neenah. And I did have a few choices to make with regards to the Park and Rec Commission. And that's not always the case on a lot of these commissions. So I had some good qualified candidates. I think there's a couple waiting in the wings that would like to participate down the road. But at this point, Ashley expressed sincere interest in this position, and so I appreciate your motion. Is there any objection to the confirmation of these two mayor's appointments? Any objection? Unanimous consent. Seeing no objection or hearing no objection, that's ordered and they are appointed. I don't think.
Nope.
I don't see Ashley or Sarah, so they will come in and get sworn in with the clerk's office in the future. Item number 3 is approval of the council proceedings of March 2nd, 2022.
Move to approve.
There's a motion.
Second.
By Skirm, seconded by Stevenson to approve the council proceedings of March 2nd, 2022. Any discussion, correction, additions, or comment? Seeing or hearing none, any objection, unanimous consent of approving those council proceedings? Right, that's so ordered. Tonight we have a couple public hearings. The first public hearing will be to consider ordinance number 2022-06, the rezoning of land located at 560 County Road G from the temporary I-1 Planned Business Center District to the I-1 Planned Business Center District. I will open up the public hearing. During the public hearing, anyone can address the council on this topic, either with comments or questions. Is there anyone here who would like to, here or online, who would like to address the council on ordinance number 2022-06? Anyone here that would like to address the council during the public hearing on ordinance 2022-06? Seeing or hearing no one, I will close that public hearing. We'll go on item number B, which is consider ordinance 2022-07, which is to amend the official street map established by code section 26-30, the narrow paintbrush road right-of-way. At this time, open up that public hearing. Is there anyone here who would like to talk on that question? All we do is that we ask that you give your name and address, just so we have it for the record. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. Jeff Linsky, 1563 Kingswood Drive, Neenah, right at the corner of Paintbrush and Kingswood.
Kingswood, you said?
Correct.
Okay, welcome.
Just have a couple questions, I guess, on the proposed, I guess, a right-of-way of trying to figure out where my property line will end up at. I mean, now is the sidewalk going to be my property now?
Ask, ask your questions, and then when you're completed, we'll have our Director of Public Works probably answer one of.
Just that, and I guess the right-of-way who will own the sidewalk, and then there was I think we talked to the neighbor tonight. He was talking about some kind of fee for the rezoning, splitting that between houses. But I don't think I should have to pay for anything of rezoning if some type of permit or what he had to do with it. But kind of approaches on that tonight. So.
All right. Are those your two questions for right now?
Correct.
We're pretty flexible, so we'll answer that at the end of the public hearing. We'll have him talk. Okay. Anyone here else who would like to ask a question or make a comment on this proposal? I don't see anybody online. I don't see anybody else in the council chambers. Adam, is it appropriate for him to at least answer their questions now before? Otherwise, I have to wait till the whole agenda. Jerry, Chris, who would like to take this, or Adam?
I'll take the first question regarding the location of the sidewalk relative to your property. When Paintbrush Road was constructed a few years ago, we built it to a typical 60-foot right-of-way. So essentially, 3 feet of right-of-way is behind the sidewalk right now toward your house. So by vacating or changing the official mapping on this strip of right-of-way, it would put the property line and the right-of-way line right at the edge of the sidewalk as it sits.
So the property owner is gaining 3 feet, is that correct?
That's correct. No.
3
No.
feet of grass.
3 feet of grass.
So that, it's a convention, most properties in the city that abut sidewalk come up to the back edge of walk. So this, when the 3 feet gets added to your property line will now be at the back edge of walk. Which is essentially what we have in almost every situation in the city. So walk won't be on your property, it'll continue to be on. Yeah, it's pretty small.
If they walk inside the sidewalk, they're on your property. Is that help?
Yes, that's been a way to map it.
Okay, good, thank you.
Mayor?
The second question?
There's a question about a fee. Yeah, the amendment fee,
Okay.
that,
Brad Schmidt
Yeah.
is our Deputy Director of Community Development. Brad?
Yeah, the fee has been paid to the city. Any arrangement between that property owner and the rest of the property owners is really up to them. But there's no additional fees that have to be paid to the city. $400. Yeah.
And what is the fee for?
Oh, application for amending the official street map.
In order to amend the official street map, there's a $400 application fee.
Yeah.
It's been paid by him,
Correct.
that property owner.
Who's him?
Property owner at the, if you look on the map, it's Eagle Crest Estates, Lot 53, on the, I guess, the northeast corner of Remington and Paintbrush.
1556 Remington, the address, I think. I'm looking at the map.
Anything else? Okay, sir, anything else?
I think it'd be
Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speak
pretty
for that.
insignificant, if at all. You'll get, I don't know about 4.
Oh.
You know anything about that, Brad? What the, if it is 3, there could be, that could be right.
We'll be discussing this a little later in the agenda, so then the council members and that can ask those kind of questions, and we'll direct them to them. First, we got to get through the public hearing, okay? So we won't, it'll just be a bit, okay? Thank you. I think it's more appropriate to do it when the topic comes up on the agenda. So I will close the public hearing on ordinance number 2022-07 and move on to item number C, which is to consider the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program proposed use of funds annual action plan. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to the council on that topic and that public hearing? This is how our department is proposing to use the funds received through Community Development Block Grant funds. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to that? Was in the packet. Seeing no one, last call. Anyone here who would like to speak on that topic? I don't see anyone at this time, so I will close that public hearing also. Then we will move on to item number 5, which is the Plan Commission report pertaining to the public hearings. Item number A is Alderman Lang.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting from the Plan Commission meeting of March 8th, 2022. Minutes can be found on the city's website. Item number 1, Commission recommends council approve ordinance number 2022-06, placing a permanent zoning designation of I-1 Planned Business Center District for the property located at 560 County Road G, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Lang, seconded by Alderman Borchert. Any comments, questions, or discussion? Seeing or hearing none, all in favor of the motion to approve ordinance number 2022-06, will signify by saying aye. As the clerk calls the roll. If not, signify by saying no.
Alderperson Bayette?
Aye.
Bates?
Aye.
Hillstrom?
Aye.
Orchard?
Aye.
Lang?
Aye.
Skirms?
Aye.
Erickson?
Aye.
Stevenson?
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
That motion passes.
Item number 2, Commission recommends council approve ordinance number 2022-07, amending the official street map to narrow Paintbrush Road right-of-way, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Lang, seconded by Alderman Borchert, to approve ordinance number 2022-07. Questions or comments? I presume.
Just a quick one. Why are we doing this?
This is Deputy Director Schmidt. Go ahead.
Great questions. So really how this started was with the property owner that we talked about before. he had originally approached the city about acquiring a variance to construct a garage addition, but because of setbacks, that variance was needed. In further review of the right-of-way, we noticed it was a 66-foot right-of-way. Through conversations with Public Works, Director Hayes, Director Kaiser, we couldn't really figure out what was the rationale for the 66-foot right-of-way when that was platted back in early 2000s. In looking how we typically plat a local street, they typically are 60-foot. In working with Director Kaiser and understanding how the road was recently constructed as if it were a 60-foot right-of-way, we had recommended amending this official street map to reduce that right-of-way to 60 feet, and then basically give that 3 feet of land back to the 6 adjoining property owners along that street.
Okay.
So that's kind of how it started.
Thank you.
Alderman Boyette?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to know how many homes were affected by this. He said he's one of how many neighbors?
There's 6 properties. Initially, when we had the conversation with the initial property owner that came to us, he had reached out to all 6 property owners as we weren't going to amend this if there was anyone against it. In addition, each of the property owners received a letter explaining the public hearings and the request.
And were there any rejections?
I have not heard from any property owner, no.
And then we have one here this evening who is concerned but doesn't want or doesn't feel that he should have to pay either way, something similar to that for the extra. This has been paid by the person that took out the application.
Yeah, I think the applicant was trying to get the other property owners to pay their share of
Help
it. but-
recoup a
yeah.
little bit of the cost.
Yeah.
But so out of 6 of them, they would divide that by the 400, or would it be 7?
That's up to them.
I'm just
yeah,
asking, with
6
this
property
homeowner,
owners.
with the homeowner, it's 6? Or
Yes, 6 total properties.
6 total? Okay, thank you.
So I was out of town for this meeting, so I assume then, through all this discussion, and when I read this, that the additional square footage then allows that property owner to build something bigger than he could before?
It allows all property owners a larger
Oh,
setback,
yeah.
a larger front setback along Paintbrush Road.
The 6 impacted
Correct.
homeowners, all
Yep.
6 have that opportunity to build something a little bit.
Thank you. So Brad, could you identify again for me the applicant? Is that the applicant at 1562 Lone Oak?
No, I don't have the address. I think Director Hayes mentioned it's the property on the
it's-
northeast corner
So
of
it's,
Remington.
it's the one across the street.
1556 Remington.
He's on the northeast corner of Lone Oak and Paintbrush. And
Remington and Paintbrush.
Remington.
Remington and,
Oh, the county map shows it as Lone Oak.
there is a 1556 Lone Oak as well.
But where's Remington?
To
Oh,
the east.
Remington.
It's 3 houses to the,
Yeah. So Remington
East.
is, my map shows 1561 and 1562 front on Remington, as do,
yeah,
I think these people, 1555 and 1556.
so he's on the applicant is on the north side of Paintbrush,
Okay?
east of Remington,
East of Remington.
1556. Yep.
1556. Okay.
Yep.
Very good. So the properties that I referred to before, there's 6 currently developed, and there's 2 more to be developed that would be affected by this. Correct me? And they front Lone Oak, right?
Yeah, that is incorrect. Actually, those properties on Paintbrush that you refer to that aren't developed are actually part of the Cardinal plat, and that right-of-way was platted at 60 feet.
Okay. So actually, the county map does show that. Okay. Very good. So these folks, what's your address? I'm sorry,
Kings
1563.
Frito.
Yep. You're on the southwest corner. Yep. All right, thank you.
So none of these homes, I would guess, have a paintbrush address.
I don't believe so, no.
No.
Didn't think so. Okay. Other,
And just want to follow. And I think I know the answer. We're reducing, and I think I saw it in the memo, from 66 feet of right-of-way to 60 feet. 3 feet on each side of the street.
That's correct, yep.
And there's sidewalk only on the south side of Paintbrush, not on the north side.
That's correct, yep.
So, okay, very good, thank you.
Thanks for the questions. Any other comments? Be online. Oh, all in favor? There's a motion and a second. All in favor will vote aye. Any opposed, vote no as the clerk calls the roll.
Alderperson Bates,
Aye.
Bilstrom,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Lang,
Aye.
Skirms,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Stevenson,
Aye.
Hoyat.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
That motion passes. Thanks, Brad.
That concludes my report.
Thank you very much for the report. The next item on the agenda is item number 6. It's the public forum. Public forum is an opportunity for anyone, excuse me, thank you for coming, for anyone to speak to the council on any topic that they so desire. All we do is ask that you give your name and address. That's just for the public record. And get any publisher's clearinghouse mail or anything after that, but we need it for the public record. So is there anyone else here, anyone here who would like to speak to the council on any topic? Brian? Welcome. Okay. Gotcha, Kelly.
Thank you. Brian Caberline, and I'm at 662 Stevens Street in Neenah. I just wanted to introduce myself. I am currently Winnebago County Judicial Court Commissioner. I've been doing that 8 years. I'm running for Winnebago County Circuit Court Judge, Branch 3. It's being, Judge Key is retiring. I've been doing judicial intake for the judges for the last 8 years. What that means is I do the intake as far as folks that get arrested overnight, kids that might get taken away, run away, mental health hearings like Chapter 51, folks that are held in hospitals, Winnebago Mental Health, Wisconsin Resource Center, which is what DOC uses for prison. I do probate, citations for a significant part of the county, as well as all juvenile intake. I run essentially a truancy court in Oshkosh North and Oshkosh West, trying to help the schools keep kids in school. I'm a member of the Oshkosh Truancy Task Force, also a member or work with the Winnebago County Highway Commission. We study all the fatalities on the highways every quarter. I'm the chairman of the Winnebago County Safe Streets Committee, which is the committee in Winnebago County that oversees all the diversion programs, everything from drug courts on down to officers working with at-risk youth. I'm also appointed by the Wisconsin Supreme Court to the Judicial Conduct Advisory Committee. I'm the one court commissioner in Wisconsin that works with 7 other judges to give ethics opinions, either formal or informal, to Wisconsin judges. I live here in Neenah. I was born and raised in Menasha. I work in Oshkosh. I've been practicing law 16 years. I believe the judges picked me for the position of court commissioner currently because of my temperament, very even-keeled, my breadth of knowledge from criminal, mental health, juvenile, all very significant areas of law that the judges perform here in Winnebago County. So thank you for giving me a moment. I appreciate it. I just wanted to introduce myself. Again, Brian Caberline. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Anyone else who'd like to speak to the council? Kelly Berman? Go ahead, Kelly.
Hello. As many of you know, my name's Kelly Berman. I live at 985 Bridgewood Drive in Neenah. I am disappointed that anyone within the council or committee would even consider installing a directional sign upon a historic building downtown to direct people to parking. The council claims to be wanting to move forward with current times, yet in a world in which 77% of the population has a smartphone with access to GPS mapping and a large percentage of the population having GPS navigation systems in their vehicles, why do we need an ugly sign upon a historic building that most will not see anyway? The taxpayer dollars could be surely spent in a better way. I did send an exhibit of screenshot to all within the council earlier today. Thank you.
Right, thank you for your comments. Anyone else like to address the council? Last call. Anybody else like to address the council? Seeing no one else, I will close the public forum. Any mayor, council consideration of any public forum item? Okay, seeing none. Thank you for your comments, everyone. Item number 8 is the consent agenda. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Stevenson, seconded by Alderman Boyette to approve the consent agenda. Any comments or questions, deletions, anything? On that? Okay. All in favor, is there any objection to unanimous consent to approving the? Seeing no objection, that's so ordered. Item number 9, reports of standing committees. The regular Public Services Safety Committee meeting of March 8th, 2022. Chairperson Bates.
Thank you, Mayor, and the minutes can be found on the city website. Committee recommends council approve the lease with Historic Neenah Properties, allowing the installation of a parking sign on their building at 145 West Wisconsin Avenue, and authorize staff to contract with Appleton Sign and Associated Contractors to manufacture and install the sign at a cost of approximately $13,500. Funding to be provided from TID 8, parking ramp signage funds, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion, please? Alderman Bates, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. I understand Ms. Berman's concern about the downtown, and we've always had signage issues with keeping things appropriate for the area. And as I understood, this would fall into what we have deemed appropriate for an area like this. There are signs that they look like they stick out from the building. There's other signs that are against the building. We even had, I believe, some sort of restrictions on some sort of awnings that you can put signs on, and umbrellas that you can have signs on. This one in particular is, that parking structure back there is a valuable place to park. And unfortunately, I know a lot of people that can't find it, don't know about it, don't know what the hours would be. And this would be, especially with all the new development going on downtown, I think it would be a very helpful thing. And especially with Director Hayes kind of upping the ability of the sign to perhaps change with what's going on. Perhaps it could tell you event, park here for this event or whatever. I think it would help people because we have such a restriction of parking downtown. So I will be supporting this.
Alderman, thank you. Alderman Boyette.
Thank you, Mayor. So I'm not sure, but I thought I read in some of the minutes that the historical points that were made for this building were also approved on this sign. So, and I'm not sure I'm even using the right words. I don't know the name of the committee that it went before or the people it went before, but I know I read that there were approval from the folks that handle that sort of thing, and it was carefully thought out.
I'm going to...
Landlord Committee?
Sure. I'm going to ask Director Hayes if he can shed any light on that.
Yeah.
So I believe there was a question probably at the committee level relative to any type of approvals from Landmarks Commission for the sign. The Wisconsin Avenue is an historic landmark district, not a landmark. We have not, the Landmark Commission has not approved signs in the downtown. It's not within their purview. So the sign does not require any type of approval, either state or local. So the review was at the Public Services and Safety Committee and obviously before you tonight.
But am I correct in assuming or knowing that it was basically because it didn't have to go before them, they were still in support of it?
So no, I don't know that they looked at it at all.
Oh.
The other thing that might be confusing is that the owner of the property is Neenah Historic Properties.
Oh, okay. Maybe
so
that's
the ownership might look a little
maybe
funky,
that's
but
where I was confused.
I have that right, I think.
Okay.
Historic Neenah Properties.
Historic Neenah Properties, thank you.
And that may be it then.
That's the
I don't know.
confusion.
I was just trying to clarify. I thought somebody gave us their thumbs up. regardless. And we tried to make the sign appealing, appeasing, and yet stay within the rules in our perimeters area.
Yeah, we have done all that.
Thank you.
Alderman Hillstrom.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to comment that I was not happy with the first design of this sign, but this one is much better. It's going to be much easier to read and less confusing for those that are visiting Neenah for the first time and trying to find a ramp and have no idea where it is because there's a large building in front of it. So, very happy with this one.
Great. Thank you very much for that. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Alderman Lang.
I'm not certain if this was something you might have read as well, but I think in committee we did talk about how this wasn't necessarily something that would come before Landmarks Commission. I'm chairman of Landmarks Commission. So I might have made a comment, this isn't something that falls under Landmarks purview. It's not materially impacting the integrity of the building, so it wasn't something we were reviewing.
And that could have been. Thank you.
Else? See, no one else. There is a motion and a second, excuse me, to approve the lease with Historic Neenah Properties and allowing the installation of this sign on their building, authorization of staff to make that contract. All in favor will vote aye. Any opposed vote no. Clerk calls the roll, please.
Alderperson Hillstrom.
Aye.
Orchard.
Aye.
Lang.
Aye.
Germs.
I abstain.
Erickson.
Aye.
Stevenson.
Aye.
Boyette.
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
Motion carried 7-0 with one abstention.
Great. That motion passes.
Item 2, the committee recommends council approve the purchase of poles and mast arms from TAPCO in the amount of $11,120 to be funded through designated capital improvement program funds, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Bates, seconded by Alderman Lang. Any questions or comments? Alderman Stevenson.
Just, can you identify for me the designated capital improvement program fund? Okay, yeah, $11,000 we're using for poles and arm masts from TAPCO. Item 2 under the public services and safety. We're designating capital improvement program.
Yeah, that was looking at that. Is it the
It's a
public
carry-
infrastructure or the?
It's a carry forward
Okay. From what fund, though?
from, it would have been in the public infrastructure.
Okay, it's in the public infrastructure. The carry forward, again, because of the delay in the CIP, the carry forwards are going to be, acted upon later in the spring. But with regard to that, we've done that many times, where if you spend the money, the carry forward will follow.
Which carry forward?
It was a $35,000 line item for this work at that intersection.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else? All in favor will vote aye. Anyone opposed vote no. As the clerk calls the roll, please.
Alderperson Borchard.
Aye.
Lang.
Aye.
Germs.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Stevenson.
Aye.
Boyette.
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
Hillstrom.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
That motion passes.
Committee recommends council approve the purchase of the Traffic Calm IQ 1500 full matrix driver feedback sign and 100-watt solar kit in the amount of $4,190 to be funded by a private donation, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve this purchase. Further discussion?
Yeah, while I was out of town, I had, was trying to keep up with all the comments with this having it's been sent back. But I thought I remembered there was discussion at one of the last meetings about trying to incorporate this purchase with others. So whatever happened with that? Why are we just buying one?
Traffic engineer Merton met with Adam Strabel from the police department, who is leading their research on radar feedback signs.
I did read Adam's.
Yeah, and after discussing the product that they were looking at and our experience with that product line and some concerns he had, traffic engineer Merton, after talking with me, preferred to go the route that he had started initially.
Okay, I do remember. I remember the details of that, so thank you.
Any other comments or questions? This is just another example of good citizens of this community who are willing to step up and help us make this community better. So thank you to that private donation. All in favor will vote aye. Any opposed vote no. As the clerk calls the roll.
Alderperson Borchard?
Aye.
Lang?
Aye.
Germs?
Aye.
Erickson?
Aye.
Stevenson?
Aye.
Boyette?
Aye.
Bates?
Aye.
Pilstrom?
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
Motion passes.
Committee recommends council approve a 2-year Parks and Recreation Reciprocity Agreement between the City of Menasha, City of Appleton, and the City of Neenah, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the 2-year reciprocity agreement. Just quickly here, I was out of town also. But in essence, maybe I thought I said Jim. Is this for all our programs or just limited things? Come on up to the microphone, please. Is there like a list of things, or is it everything?
It's everything, so programs and shelter facilities.
So it's pretty much everything.
Everything, yep.
Is there, can I just ask this, is everyone relatively similar costs? I mean, someone could shop, to get if we're cheaper than Appleton on something or more expensive, do you worry about that or not?
I think the costs on things, I mean, I guess a shelter could vary, but program costs, for the most part, I mean, you're talking a few dollars difference. So I would say it's.
If I buy a pass at the City of Appleton for school pass for $100 and it's $125 in Menasha and it's $150 in Neenah, that doesn't matter. That's okay. Those people still can use all the pools.
Well, in that situation, they would use the pass that they buy for the community, so it wouldn't give them a pass to, so if an Appleton resident came to Neenah and bought a pass, it would just be for the
They'd
Neenah
still pay that.
Yeah.
So just if I can clarify, the reciprocity agreement allows someone from one of these three communities to pay resident prices for their services. So someone from Neenah would pay the rate that an Appleton resident pays for an Appleton program, rather than paying the out of municipality.
And just one question I had too is that when we were discussing this in committee was the Neenah residents gets for crack. So there's a little bit of a lag time so that Neenah residents get to use their programs and then after weeks?
Usually 2 weeks,
2
yeah.
weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so they
That's
have to
helpful.
wait till the non-resident.
I know we've had it a long time and we have a good relationship with our neighbors and that probably makes good. I just, something that came up, a question.
Been in place since 1995.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Hill?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. And this does give residents of Neenah a chance to take programs in Appleton or Menasha that might not be offered here.
Okay.
So it works well for all three cities.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you for the explanation. There's a motion and a second to approve the 2-year Park and Rec reciprocity agreement between the City of Menasha, City of Appleton, and the City of Neenah. All in favor will vote aye. Any opposed, vote no. As the clerk calls the roll, please.
Alderperson Lang?
Aye.
Germs?
Aye.
Erickson?
Aye.
Stevenson?
Aye.
Boyette?
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Hillstrom,
Aye.
and Borchard.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
That motion passes.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Item number B is the regular Finance Personnel Committee meeting of March 7th, 2022. Chairperson Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting out from the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of March 7th, 2022. The first item on the agenda is the committee recommends council approve the restructure of Parks Department staffing as follows. The 2022 proposed FTE-7, Park Supervisor 1, Arborist 1, Lead Park Technician 1, and Park Technician 4. Next is the 2022 proposed LTE seasonal 9, LTE 4 for under 1,100 hours, and seasonal 5 for under 600 hours, and I so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Erickson, seconded by Alderman Boyd. Comments? Discussion? Alderman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. We discussed this in committee, and it makes sense. The Park Department decided that this is the most efficient way of, and it would save money of having staff for the summer, and I think it's a really good proposal. I think they thought it out well, and it hopefully will work out great.
Alderman Boyette.
Thank you, Mayor. Also, Alderman Erickson, it will open job opportunities for retired and older adults as well that are just looking for a part-time position during the summer months. So that's huge, too.
You? Anyone else? I would just say, if you read my comments with regards to this, whenever I'm asked to do this, I have put some comments in the request. After some initial concerns, talking with Trevor, talking with Park and Rec personnel, and with the expansion of our park system, it's becoming increasingly more difficult as we get bigger, and don't want to add more employees, and we have to be creative and find ways to utilize similar dollars. So I commend Trevor and the group, the Park Commission, for coming up with, a way that may work, and I think it's worth a try. The challenge is going to be finding those types of individuals to fit what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
And if they're available. In this job market, who knows? And I think everyone kind of agreed with that observation. And so we're hopeful that we can fill these that there's individuals out there who this is what they're looking for, to be able to do this during the summer. And so I appreciate the thinking outside the box. Okay? All right. Anyone else?
Mayor Coffey.
Alderman.
I had a conversation with Trevor about this, and I think the people that he was looking for, or at least targeting, probably aren't necessarily looking for jobs. So what I'm saying is it's probably a word of mouth thing where, hey, by the way, we're having these available. So just kind of told Trevor I'd be spreading the word, and maybe people out there can do it as well. It was just one of those things where the group that he's looking for is the part-time that maybe didn't think they wanted to be on a tractor in the summer or something, but now it might appeal for them to let their back.
I think that's a good point. If you're out there watching and this is the type of job you want to work outside, you want to be out in the sun and get a good suntan during the summer. I'd worked on a mower, didn't you, on the golf course?
If it was on a golf course, I would consider.
Is that a motion?
We got rid of that municipal golf course, sorry.
I was,
Number 9.
See, we lost one already. But no, that's, like I said, I'm serious. I think you're right. That's a good point, that I don't think some of these individuals might hear or see about this and say, hey, this is something that interests me. All right. All in favor of this motion will vote aye. Any opposed, vote no. As the clerk calls the roll, please.
Alderperson Skirms,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Stevenson,
Aye.
Boyette,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Hillstrom,
Aye.
Borchard,
Aye.
and Lang.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
Motion passes.
Item number 2, the committee recommends council approve the special assessment interest rate of 3% for 2022, and I so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Erickson, seconded by Alderman Stevenson. Any discussion? Alderman Boyette?
Mayor, I think for the folks at home and online, if Director Easker could just explain a little bit of history to this and why we came up with this. Thank you.
Yeah, the city has, and annually, the Common Council has directed that, that we take a look at the special assessment interest rate. Historically, the city had many more special assessments that it levied on its citizens for all street reconstruction and sidewalks and so on. With the implementation of the Transportation Assessment Replacement Fee, or the TARF, the council eliminated the vast majority of special assessments that take place, or that had taken place in the city, but we still do have some for newly developed areas, as well as some sanitary and water. And each year, if there is a special assessment that is owed to the city, that means that the individual will have the opportunity to pay in installments over 5 or up to 8 years, if it fits their needs. And then the city, of course, needs to have some type of interest rate that would apply toward that. Historically, for many, many years, the city tied its special assessment interest rate to the prime rate. That connection or that relationship between this rate and the prime rate is really started to lose its influence, and was no longer seen as the appropriate way to judge how to set this rate. So each year, individually for the past couple, the city has kind of taken a look at varying degrees, what is the current interest rate environment, what does the city borrow its money at, and what other options are available to citizens to fund these costs, let's say through local financial institutions. So in taking all those into account, the city landed last year at a 3%, reducing it from 5%, and then taking a look at it for this year as well. The interest rate environment, as everyone knows, has been very volatile. Went way down, now it's going back up, and but so we decided to maintain some stability in this rate, and recommended, and committee agreed that we would keep it at 3% for all special assessments levied this year, 2022.
Any other questions? Seeing no one else, all in favor of the motion to approve the special assessment interest rate of 3% for 2022 will vote aye. Any opposed, no. Calls the roll.
Alderperson Erickson?
Aye.
Stevenson?
Aye.
Boyette?
Aye.
Bates?
Aye.
Hillstrom?
Aye.
Orchard?
Aye.
Lang?
Aye.
Sturms.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
Item number, oops.
The motion passed.
Item number 3, the committee recommends council approve the tentative agreement with the Neenah Police Supervisory Unit for contract terms from January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2025, and authorize preparation and execution of amended contracts reflecting the changes outlined in the tentative agreement between the city and the union. And I so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Erickson, seconded by Alderman Boyette.
I'd like Attorney Westbrook to explain why this was done.
Sure. So the police union only represents officers. Supervisors have their own bargaining unit. It's called a meet and confer, which means they don't have the same rights as a union, but they still can meet and negotiate with the city. Historically, the two have been identical. Anything that we've agreed to with the union, we also agree to for the supervisors for obvious reasons. That is true in this case as well, with the caveat that supervisors decided they wanted to, instead of getting a yearly increase like what you see with the union contract where you see 2%, 3%, the structure has changed where now they will always be 10% higher than a sergeant. So in future years, like in this contract, when you see the union's contract, it will come with that 2%, 3%, that annual raise. The supervisors from now on will no longer have that. It will always just have 10% higher than the sergeant. So it's keeping with historical practice. We just changed how we're getting to that formula. Otherwise, everything else we changed for the union is being changed here. So clothing allowance, firearm certification, dry cleaning has all been included into their salary rather than enhancement pay. We're doing military pay and the same things that happened for the union. So,
Chief Olson, you have anything you'd like to add or not?
I would just add that we're very happy with this contract, and I think it'll help us moving forward. And Adam and Lindsay did a great job with as did Mike Easker and his staff. So thank you to everyone for getting this done.
Go ahead, Alderman Bates.
Thank you, Mayor. How many positions are we talking about within this police supervisor unit, and kind of what are their titles?
so these are only lieutenants. So 6.
There are 4 patrol lieutenants, 1 investigative lieutenant, and 1 professional standards lieutenant. So 6 total.
And then how do we deal with the captains above?
So they're all non-union, so they don't have a contract, so they're in our pay scale. It is being discussed with the salary study that you approved for Carlson Detman, but the command staff is not affected by any of these for the most part.
Thank you.
Affected impact down the road. Alderman Borchert.
When does it no longer become tentative? I was just kind of curious about the process.
Yep, so it's called a tentative agreement because until we actually change all the language in the contract and get signatures, it's not an official agreement. So it's legit as soon as you approve it tonight. It just takes myself and the union's representation a little bit to actually change the contract. So normally it's probably a couple weeks after you approve it here that we actually get wet signatures on it, and then it's an actual official contract.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the tentative agreement with the Neenah Police Supervisor Unit for the contract terms as outlined, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? No. Clerk call.
Alderperson Stevenson.
Aye.
Boyette.
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
Hillstrom.
Aye.
Orchard.
Aye.
Lang.
Aye.
Sturms.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
That motion passes. Thank you for your report. Item number 10 is special committees or liaisons, various special project committees. Excuse me. The item under the Plan Commission was addressed. Board of Public Works meeting of March 11th, 2022. Vice Chairperson Hillstrom.
Thank you, Mayor. The minutes from this meeting can be found on the city website. Of a regular, rather lengthy report this evening. There are 2 informational items and then 6 council action items that follow. First informational item is the board approved change order number 3, contract 1-21, sanitary sewer, water main, and street construction, Marathon Avenue, to Don Hippis and Sons Incorporated, in the amount of $3,240 for extra plumbing work and reset of grade lines and remove gravel due to grade changes. Item B, the board approved change order number 1, contract 3-21, sanitary sewer, water main, and street construction on Isabella Street, Olive Street, Washington Avenue, and Winneconne Avenue to Krujek Construction Incorporated in the amount of $15,661.25 for additional plumbing, additional boring, cost to increase sanitary manhole size to accommodate 24-inch pipe. The first council action item.
Is there anyone, excuse me,
Go ahead.
is there anyone who has any questions, information before he goes on? Oh, go ahead. Thanks.
Okay, the first council action item this evening, board recommends council award contract 2-22 sewer, water service, and street construction on Geekoff Street and Grove Street to Don Hippis and Sons Incorporated with a concrete pavement alternative in the amount of $789,997.50, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Hillstrom, seconded by Alderman Bates. Comments or questions? Alderman Stevenson.
Just to confirm, the, if I remember correctly, the utility work on this was significantly below budget. and the roadwork budget, part of it was right at, maybe slightly over budget for the option that we're talking. Is that correct?
The rundown on this one, with the alternate,
Yeah,
that pavement came in 50,000 under budget.
okay.
The utilities, the water utility was slightly over budget. They're a very small portion of this project. Sanitary sewer and storm sewer came in well under budget.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the question. Inspector Kaiser, could you just take 30 seconds here just to, I got an email today asking how come we take the concrete on a residential street over blacktop? And in committee, we talk about life cycle costs of concrete versus, even though it's more expensive. Can you just explain that just real quick?
Sure. When we bid alternate pavements, we do a life cycle cost analysis. I provided that to the council. This is an estimation really of how these two pavements will compare over their lives. What kind of rehabilitation and maintenance will they need? And really what's the overall cost of doing that particular pavement type in the situation? While concrete, probably in many people's minds has a connotation of maybe a higher value product than what we might need on a residential street, the two pavement designs are really equivalent when we lay them out. So the 7-inch concrete pavement that was bid is the equivalent of the 4-inch asphalt pavement along with the base that's underneath. So we're really trying to compare two equivalent types of pavement and estimate as best we can with uncertainties out there certainly, which one will provide us the lowest cost over the total life of the project.
Thank you for that explanation. Appreciate it. All right. Anyone else? If not, all in favor of awarding contract 2-22, will signify by saying aye. Any opposed signify by saying no. As the clerk calls the roll, please.
Alderperson Boyette,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Hillstrom,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Lang,
Aye.
Sturms,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Stevenson.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
That motion passes.
Item B, the board recommends council award contract 4-22 sewer, water services, and street construction on South Commercial Street, Robert Immel Excavating, in the amount of $446,378, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Hillstrom, seconded by Alderman Skirms. Questions or comments? Seeing no questions or comments, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, no. As the clerk calls the roll, please.
Alderperson Bates,
Aye.
Hillstrom,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Lang,
Aye.
Skirms,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Stevenson,
Aye.
Boyette.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
Item C, the board recommends council award contract 5-22 sanitary sewer and water main construction, County Hot Road CB and County Road JJ to DeGroot Incorporated in the amount of $305,845.51, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Hillstrom, second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye. Any opposed, vote no. As the clerk calls the roll.
Alderperson Hillstrom,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Lang,
Aye.
Skirms,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Stevenson,
Aye.
Boyette,
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
Passes.
Item D, the board recommends council approve, excuse me, final payment, contract 1-21, sanitary sewer, water main, and street construction, Marathon Avenue to Don Hippis and Sons Incorporated, in the amount of $266,825.63, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman, seconded by Alderman Boyette.
No.
Any? Eight. Question, comment? Being none, all in favor of contract 1-21? Signify by saying aye. Any opposed? No.
Alderperson Boyette,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Hilstrom,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Lang,
Aye.
Terms,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Stevenson.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
Yes.
Item E, the board recommends council approve final payment, contract 3-21, sanitary sewer, water main and street construction on Isabella Street, Olive Street, Washington Avenue, and Winneconne Avenue to Krujek Construction Incorporated in the amount of $281,078.81, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Hillstrom, seconded by Alderman. Alderman Boyer.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm just thankful that this is the end of what I started, and it's successful. I'm glad that those folks got rid of those lead pipes, and the city is just moving forward on our plan to help get the lead out of Neenah.
You? Anyone else? If not, all in favor vote aye. Any opposed vote no.
Alderperson Borchard,
Aye.
Lang,
Aye.
Terms,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Stevenson.
Aye.
Boyette,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Hilstrom.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
Motion passes also.
And the last item, item F, the board recommends council approve final payment, contract 5-21, hot mix asphalt pavement repairs, MCC Incorporated in the amount of $93,557.32, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Hillstrom, second. Questions on this final payment? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye. Any opposed, vote.
Alderperson Lang,
Aye.
Terms,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Stevenson,
Aye.
Boyette,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Hilstrom.
Aye.
Orchard.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
The motion passes.
That concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you very much for the report. Community Development Authority, any reports, Director Hayes?
I would just to let the council know that the 201 West Wisconsin project, I believe for the most part, well, it is out of the ground, and I think our earth costs will be finalized here very soon. I do anticipate those numbers will be close to what I had estimated, which is about $500,000. But I will bring that forward here in the near future for the council. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Great, thanks for that information. Item number D is the Library Board report. Alderman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. The Neenah Public Library Board of Trustees met tonight at 4 o'clock. I would like to report on two items. The first is there is a new service at the library. It's called Bookscription. Bookscription is very similar to the Youth Department's Fresh Pages service, but it's for patrons 18 and older. Patrons who subscribe can pick up their book box the third Wednesday of the month. In the box will be 3 books hand-selected by the Adult Services staff based on the monthly theme, plus a little something extra. This is a very popular service. Over 100 people have signed up, and they have a theme each month, and so you will get 3 books that are kind of in that theme, and a little surprise as well. And I don't know if I had a report on the speed puzzling tournament success. I participated. I was not one of those lucky ones that completed or won any prizes, but out of 28 teams, 17 teams completed 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzles in under 115 minutes. My team did not. The fastest time was 1 hour and 4 minutes, and it was a highly successful event, and people are looking forward to having it again. So,
Okay. Thank you very much.
that concludes my report.
Thank you, and you also have the report.
1,000. Oh, my gosh.
We also have the report from the Neenah Arts Council, also Alderperson Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. The Neenah Arts Council met on Wednesday, March 9th. We discussed upcoming events for the Neenah Arts Council in the community. May is Youth Art Month. The Neenah Public Library will be having an exhibit from the Neenah school system, and the Neenah National YMCA will have an exhibit in their lobby featuring their artwork. There are several events scheduled for the summer, including participating with the Farmers Market, Community Fest, and the powwow. And we also promoted the new program with Downtown Neenah, which has adopted Downtown Neenah tree bed to kick off spring, and where there will be art in the tree beds. And that will be running the event starts on May 7th, and that will go until June 12th. So a variety of businesses and community members in the community will have art in the tree beds. So it's going to be a great event for the community.
Thank you very much. All right, thanks for that. And then we go to any petitions. I don't believe there are any petitions that were presented. Council directives, anyone? Any unfinished business? Finished business? Alderman Stevens?
Yeah, I had a note up on the consent agenda that I wanted to bring up, and I forgot about it. So I don't want to make a big deal about it, but I'm a little concerned that on item E in the consent agenda, we were actually approving payment dollars. And I wrote my note under the Board of Public Works. So about the consent agenda. So I didn't realize until I got there. But I don't know that the consent agenda was created with the ability to approve expenditures or contracts. So I think we have to be careful about doing stuff like that. Just looking forward.
That's a good reminder. Thank you. Anything else under unfinished business? All right, then we will then move on to new business. Any announcements or anything before we go into closed session? Alderman Bates.
Thank you, Mayor. This is my second to last meeting, and I have a short comment I'd like to make. I was first elected to the City Council in 2006 and have thoughtfully served for these last 16 years. Being on the many and varied committees, I experienced how a great city is run. Our citizens and staff, as well as our aldermen and mayor, have been a pleasure to work with, even when topics were difficult and the tension was high. We gathered ideas, voiced our passions, respectfully debated, and then came up with answers that were hybrids. All of us looking out for our beloved Neenah and its citizens. Thank you to my husband, my children, my family, and friends. Thank you to the wonderful staff members through the years. And my most humble thanks to the aldermen and mayors, past and present, with whom I have served. I am honored to have been one of 9. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for showing me the way, Alderman Bates. You do have a meeting left here in that, and I'm sure next meeting, Alderman Stevenson and that, but I can tell you this, you made a difference in this community. Your husband, I'm here to tell you, he serves on the Sewage Commission, and they are active, him and Greg, my appointees, and they keep an eye on things for us. And so we got a 2-for-1 here, Marge. So that was really nice. And you've been a great community citizen for a long time, and we just wish you the best. And I know how hard to see it and hear it, and how hard it is to leave this fine group of individuals. Not going to be easy for other folks too. I'm sure of that. All right. Anyone else have any thing for the good of the order? I just do want to say on behalf of myself and the council. I know last month, last meeting, Alderman Stevenson got to say a few nice words about one of our great corporate community citizens, Levenhagen, Mr. Bruce Levenhagen. And we also lost another member of our community and a member of our council family, and that's Tammy's father, Russ. For your loss and your family's loss, I want to express my sorrow in that. I can tell you this, I've known Russ since the first time I knocked on his door in 1990, and most homes took me about 3 to 4 minutes to answer questions, and I teased him for a long time that I think I was there for 15 minutes. It was like a job interview, and he asked a lot of tough questions. And I shared with Tammy the other day that I've been chewed out by Russ and I've been praised by Russ. So he was a great guy, and sorry for your loss. Anyone else? All right. So is there a motion?
Move to convene in the closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman Stevenson to convene into closed session pursuant to the state statutes, so we can deliberate or negotiate the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require closed session to discuss the Bridgewood redevelopment. All in favor of the motion to go into closed session signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Is there any opposed? Hearing no opposed, that's unanimous. We are in closed session.
Broadcasts of the City of Neenah Common Council meetings are produced by University Studios of the University of Wisconsin, Fox Valley. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents via the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues or about these broadcasts by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or by completing the electronic feedback form on the city website, www.neenahgov.org. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited for playback.